modern meditation, Canadian love.
If you spend a lot of time playing hockey, you'll be good at playing hockey. If you spend a lot of time swimming, chances are you'll be pretty good at swimming. If you spend a lot of time surfing, you'll be good at surfing. And if the waves spend a lot of time crashing against the sand, chances are good you're not going to have a lot of sand after a while. What they don't tell you in school is that it's also the same thing with emotions. If you spend a lot of time at the office getting really upset and frustrated and angry at everything that comes your way, chances are good that when you go home and your kid does something, you're going to be really frustrated and angry because that's what you're used to doing as your emotional response. If you spend a lot of time sad and upset, chances are good that things will make you sad and upset. And if you spend a lot of time deliberately feeling emotions like joy and love and gratitude and acceptance, then when stuff comes your way, you are going to be in a great place to feel those emotions and have a very clear head while you're making decisions, which really helps with putting out fires.
A couple videos ago, I talked about gratitude as being a vital part of the letting go process. But it has so much more power even than that.
At this point, gratitude is a well-documented mindset shift that the business world and the self-help world are all raving about, this gratitude-oriented mindset instead of a fear-based mindset, or a growth-oriented mindset instead of a scarcity mindset. And there are videos on this, there are books on this, there are even books on this in the business section. And you know something works when they have it in the business section because they do not care about your well-being over there, so you know this works. It is a very powerful mindset shift to be grateful for what you have instead of being afraid or worried for what you don't have. Powerful, powerful shift. Everyone's talking about it. And this knowledge isn't new either. We've known about it for hundreds of thousands of years. There's actually an ancient, beautiful, I think Jewish story about a king who's searching for happiness. He's not happy, so he dresses as a beggar and goes among the peasants. And, you know, he's going by this really poor hovel when he hears some singing. And he goes there and he gets welcomed into this family of this poor shoe fixer guy. And he's like, well, what's your deal? You're really poor. And the guy's like, yeah, I give thanks for everything I have every day. So then the king goes, okay, well, let's see, huh? And starts, you know, passing law after law to make this poor guy's life really miserable. And then he goes back to check on him, and every time his life just keeps getting better and better because he just is really grateful for everything he has and finds a way to work around every single thing. This is literally a story about how the gratitude mindset helps your life. And I mean, giving thanks is a big part of the prayers of most major religions. So, you know, they clearly have something, right? Slash in common, slash why are they fighting? You know, there's something going on there. But how do you switch over from a super productive, effective, happy, efficient, gratitude-based mindset when you've been trapped in a cycle of fear and worry and negativity for your entire life? Well, how about practicing? And that's where chakras come in.
To do a chakra meditation is to deliberately take time and space to feel specific emotions that are extremely beneficial for humans to feel.
And to do so while focusing on specific points in the body and colors associated with them. Now, you don't need the system of colors and nexus body points to feel these emotions. In fact, there are stories of ancient Hindu masters simply sitting around smiling all day. I can practically guarantee that they were probably feeling a lot of gratitude and that their auras just emanated from them like a flood of positivity. So you don't need the chakra system, but the chakra system of body nexus points and colors linked to these emotions that humans just frankly need to feel has been developed very carefully by a civilization known mysteriously as the Veda. So I'm going to finish this video with a quick overview on an intellectual, analytical level of what each of the chakras are. And then in the next video, I hope you will join me in actually feeling through what each of the chakras are, because of course they are very intuitive and emotional. They are about feelings, so that's how you really get the shape of them. The cool thing about going through chakras is not only are you deliberately feeling emotions that need to be felt, but because each one represents sort of a nexus point between a feeling and our perception of color and visualization and imagery, which activates the imagination, and also an area in our body which sort of ties into our physical presence and energy as well. Because of that, going through the chakras has the added benefit of activating all of your systems at once and improving the communication between the different psychophysical, emotional systems in our bodies, because it's activating all of them at once. It's sort of picking a spot, a series of spots actually, and lining them up. So this alignment, as they say, is another useful tool for helping the communication between the different systems in our minds. So let's go through them. So typically people start from the bottom and go to the top. These days when I'm meditating, I bounce back and forth both directions and it feels amazing, but we'll do that to go through them. So at the very bottom, we have the root chakra, and the root chakra is sort of in the middle of the torso, right at the interface between the legs and the torso. It's near where our reproductive organs are held. It's near the bottom of the digestive system, so to speak, and that's sort of where it's placed. And it's placed there at the bottom of the torso because it's seen as the interface between our mental, emotional, psychic, spiritual energies and the physical energy of our bodies. It's kind of a gateway in a way. So it is associated with Earth and the power of Earth and being present in this reality and grounded. So the emotions that it represents are the emotions of belonging and sense of place, of being safe and taken care of. A lot of the basic instincts and emotions that are very physical, like fear and maternal, paternal instincts of taking care of things around you, lust and hunger, that's sort of the interface of those basic emotions. But it's also, it's very powerful for grounding, for letting go of fear and base level emotions, and for feeling safe and cared for and taking care of others. And the color is red. A little bit up from that, between the belly button and the back of the spine, about a hand up from the bum, so basically behind the belly button, right in the middle of the torso, we have the sacral chakra. The color is orange, and the sacral chakra's emotions are about connection and gratitude and creativity, giving up control and connecting to things and flowing. The element associated with it, with all this flowiness, is water. Next, we have the solar plexus chakra, which is about acceptance. And the crazy thing that I've realized about acceptance is that when you accept what is, not only can you create a whole lot of mental space by letting go of your worry about trying to control what you can't control, because you've accepted it, you also then accept what you can control. And accepting what you can control is accepting your power to control the things you can control. So acceptance is power. So the solar plexus chakra is about acceptance and therefore power, and the color is gold or yellow. The solar plexus chakra is associated with the element of fire. And I think that's because when you accept what is, you burn away the worries about what is not. You burn away the mental strain of trying to worry about controlling what you can't control because you accept it. So I think that's why it's fire. I don't know, more investigation needed. Up next we have the heart chakra. The heart chakra is about the emotion of love, which is incredibly powerful, and the element, so to speak, of life. And I think part of that is because it's sort of the midway point between the psychic energy from above and the physical energy of being here, and the interface of the two is what we call being alive. So it is the chakra of life, and it's all about love and loving things and loving yourself and feeling love, and it's extremely powerful. People say that it moves into the hands and blasts the chakra energy into our hands, which then interface with reality as well. And of course, being the color of life, the color is green. Next we have the throat chakra. The throat chakra is associated with the element of air and sky, which makes sense because it's the throat and you're breathing and you're speaking and you're vibrating through the air. And the throat chakra is the chakra of truth. And truth is incredibly powerful. When you stop lying to yourself, you you break off the chains of self-deception and you become free to choose so much better. So truth is an incredibly powerful chakra, and it's about speaking truth, it's about hearing and listening truth. It sort of goes up this way a little bit, and it's also about not lying to yourself and the vibration of truth, knocking away all of the stuff that we don't need so that we can be freed from it. It's very healing, and the color is blue. Next we have the third eye chakra, which, you know, if you make a triangle like this, it's right there in the center of the forehead, but it starts here and then it's in the middle of the head and it goes back to the pituitary gland over here, which is associated with intuition and emotion and psychicness, if you're into that, and the color is purple. And then finally, we have the chakra above the crown of the head. It is called the crown chakra, and this chakra here is actually just outside of the body, which is cool for the visualization aspect. And it is about divinity and purpose. In the Vedic system, they believe that around there is also, it's linked to a portal to the astral cord. It's the base of the astral cord that blasts up into the sky and connects with the source of all creation / consciousness. It's kind of like it's a doorway in a way of this bubble around you that contains your body, but starts at the root energy of the root chakra and then bubbles up over your head in the portal of the crown chakra and contains your aura or your spiritual energy inside of this bubble. And that's the crown chakra, and it's linked to the astral cord, if you'd like. Now, for some of you non-hippie types, this probably sounds a little bit hokey, but when you allow yourself to feel it, you may find it to be quite interesting. So that's the chakras. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I had a great time, obviously, and I hope you'll join me shortly to actually go through those chakras and see how you feel. Thank you for your time.